Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to take a look through the 5 major European leagues and talk about my thoughts so far on which ones seem to be the most met. So of course, talking about Premier League, Bundesliga, Liga 1, Serie A, and La Liga. Obviously, they're not the only leagues that have any good players. The Barclays Female League has some very good meta players in this game. Female French League has some pretty good players. The Female American League, female La Liga has some really good players. And then, of course, some Saudi men's players and stuff like that. And then, obviously, we have Icons Heroes. But I wanted to specifically look at the 5 major leagues that are probably influencing most people's teams at this point. And kind of by the end of the video, rank them in a particular order of which ones I think you should be going for. Obviously, this can drastically change. One promo can release a load of new cards, SBCs that make another league stand out and be a lot better. So do bear that in mind. Looking at the Bundesliga, right now this is probably the bottom league. I would say maybe the French league. It's probably between these two. The Harry Kane card's good, but way overpriced. Vert's cards are okay. The Heroes, like Voller's good but expensive. Frimpong's pretty good. Any good cards in this league tend to be like the Heroes, really expensive. Sesko's a really good value card. Musiala's good. There's some decent cheap cards. Are you sick to death of getting out teamed on FC24? Want that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out iggm.com today. The best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out iggm.com today. But the defence in particular lacks a lot of good options past the elite, like into the elite, and there isn't really any. You've got some decent cheap cards like Slaughterback, Penda, Alex Garcia, SBC was decent. But in terms of overall quality, there's barely any top end cards, and there's not really many like pretty good cards that aren't stupidly priced. So right now, I think the Bundesliga is struggling a little bit, probably needs a little bit of love. So we'll see the way that goes. But for now, it's not that great. A lot of the cards that you normally start the game pretty good, like Goretzka as well, not the best. In terms of like absolute, if you start the game today, Bundesliga is pretty good, but most people watching this probably are. League 1, I would edge this league above Bundesliga because of the holy quadruple that I call Marquinhos, Donnarumma, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes. You can get a really good defense for very cheap in this league. There's some pretty good cards in the league as well, like Barcola, Shirky, Usman Dembele's gold. If we look at this point, is only how much? I think it was under 100k last time I looked. It's 96k. He's better than any attacker in the Bundesliga. Obviously, at the top end, you've got Ginola. Like, I'm not really counting Ginola in a video like this because if you look at his price, it's like 3 mil. 3.1 mil. Crazy price. But the French league has some very good options in there. PSG are great. This Julie, pretty cheap card. I think he's under 100k or just above. 95k. Very good for chemistry. Lee's Bellew was a solid card. Balogun's pretty cheap. So there's not a lot at the absolute elite end, but there's a lot of pretty good cheap cards. In terms of the proper low end, it would be the best if you just started a team today. But there's some pretty decent cards in general. I don't remember seeing this card, but he looks alright. Okay. Next, we're looking at... We'll probably go Serie A. I honestly think Serie A has been a little overhyped. If we look at the elite cards of this league, so like Hernandez, Maicon, Di Natale, Lucia, they're ridiculously expensive. Like, they're barely relevant at this point to the majority of the player base. Most of them are more expensive than my club, and this is after hitting some decent ranks in all the different competitions. So they do have some good end elite players, but how many can actually afford those? There's some very good cheap ones. Bastoni's very good. The Varane SBC, there has been some good SBCs in this league. The Varane SBC is very good. This DeMarco's pretty good. How much is he going for now? It was quite expensive, I thought. 170k. I think that's quite a lot for a good but not insane left back. Like Hamsik, new hero, great. But then you look at his price. He's what? I'm clicking the wrong one. There's lots of different options. Here's a million coins. Like, who is paying that for that card? I don't know. Liao's very good. There's some very good mix in this league, which is why I put it pretty well. Even Channel Ognu is very good. This Taram SBC is probably the best value SBC I've had on the game so far. He's pretty much guaranteed to go to an 87. I really like that card and think he's annoying to play against. And I see a lot of people using him as well. Kvarat Skelly is a very cheap, like Neymar type card. Yeah, so Serie A at this point, pretty good. The SBCs have helped it a lot. And the top two is going to be Premier League or La Liga. I'm probably going to put Premier League second. It's very good. There's a lot of good options. Even Rodri is one of the best CDMs right now. I say even Rodri. You might be watching this thinking, what do you mean even Rodri is a 91 card sell? Cards like him normally aren't that good, but with tiki-taka and some pretty elite stats, this Rodri is very good. If he had 80 pace, he'd be like one of the top tier players in the game. Premier League has some really good centre-backs. Van Dijk, he's got the best non-icon centre-back in the game right now in the road to the knockout. Van Dijk. We've got Saliba. We've got the Van de Ven cards. There's a lot of good heroes. There's this free season card. I'm not a mile off of getting him. I might get him in the next week or so. I know some people have already got him. But yeah, this Adama Traore, very, very good free card. He's going to be a nightmare for people to play against. And then, what you call it, it's just pretty well spread out, this league. There's a lot of quality in a lot of different positions. There's a lot of good keepers. I think at the striker end, it's one of the better leagues. You've got Son, Haaland, Isak's pretty good as a cheap card. You've got the road to the knockout Watkins. This is probably the best league right now in terms of strength of depth. And you could start in the league, you could have a decent mid team, you can have a pretty elite tier in it. So there's a lot of strengths there. And then in terms of actual La Liga, it has more just top end players right now. Mbappe, best gold card. Bellingham, probably best gold midfielder. Vinny, one of the best gold attackers. Griezmann, very good. Some pretty good heroes. I think Courtois is probably the best keeper on the game outside of icons. Rudiger, one of the top 3 gold centre backs. Valverde, another top midfielder. He's got this power shot as well. Some pretty good hero cards in this league. Rafinha's very good. Rodrigo, Nico Williams are great. Some very good cheap midfielders. Frankie de Jong's good. Mostovoy's a cheap hero. A lot of options in defence. Llorente, Koundé, Militao. Don't know if it's got a great left back. Oh, it does. I'm using him. Ferland Mendy. Probably the best gold left back other than Theo Hernandez. A lot of just solid, cheaper options you could use in the team as well. There's a lot of very good cards in this league. I just think this league in general at the top end's better than any other league, and then it's got a lot of depth across the board, and it makes it probably the number 1 league in the game right now. You've got the Yamal cards that are pretty good. I just think it stands out. I think the Prem and La Liga are pretty close, and I think they're fairly comfortably top 2. I think Serie A then's good, and I think then French League and Bundesliga are a fair bit off of the top 3 leagues. Let me know your thoughts. What league are you running at the moment? Have you got any rules for how you're building your team this year? Appreciate you all tuning as always. Keep it spicy. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.